Good evening, welcome to a special live stream actually this week, because you're not just stuck with me for an hour. We have a guest this week. We have Jamie, who is a computer scientist at the University of Bath, and with some luck, when he talks you'll be able to see him.
Hello, how's it going? I am that person, yes. Hello. Excited to be here.
We're going to be here for the next hour-ish to answer your questions and hopefully give you two perspectives on the things that you want to know about, basically, because I try to answer your questions every week, but I only know what it's like at Cambridge, and you can hear what it's like at another university.
Yeah.
So, people have already started asking a few questions, but it seems to be largely people saying hashtag Team Jamie.
Oh, we've started a couple of Team Jakes in there as well. Oh, there we go.
They seem to be preferring you at the minute.
There we go. You'll see there's three people that are strongly repping Team Jamie. They're making it look like more. There we go. It is. You're right. It is 30 seconds behind. I thought it would be less.
Who knew?
And there we go. I'll close
should
that
be able to see us soon. This is always the slightly awkward moment while we just wait for everyone else to catch up. Might be worth pointing out that we can take questions through Twitter as well, using either hashtag AskJake or hashtag AskJamie. Whichever one you prefer. You can direct your question to a specific one of us if that's what you want to do. I'm going to pause the stream so I don't confuse myself with it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And focus on the comments.
Right. Wow.
So, where have I got Twitter? There we go. Too many windows open.
Yeah. Especially having the extra hashtag in now. There we go.
So, I think we're going to get a lot of the same questions that I've answered in previous weeks, but never mind.
Most likely.
Such as Mac versus PC for computer science. Now, I would tell people that it doesn't matter at all. I use a Mac.
Yeah.
I can't see it making any difference because, at least at Cambridge, the course doesn't expect us to have any particular operating system.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I personally use a computer just because I think it's cheaper, but then I normally program in Linux because Windows always seems to have a weird, you have to work around stuff. You have friggin' 3 days of setting up your computer to do the coursework before you can actually do the coursework. So I normally program in Linux just because it's easier, and I dual boot Ubuntu. But yeah, I don't think it really matters most of the time.
That's quite a computer scientist thing to do. To be honest.
It's annoying though, because when you turn your computer on, you've got to press an extra key to pick your operating system, or wait 10 more seconds. But yeah, I hardly ever use it though. To be fair, I try and make it set up so it works in Windows, just because I don't like Ubuntu as much. But hey ho. Hey ho.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I use OS 10. I've got a MacBook, which people, I often get people saying how can you be a computer scientist and use a Mac?
Yeah.
I just like it. It's the design nice. They work well, and it really does not give me. It doesn't put me at any disadvantage at university.
If it did, then there's a problem with the program you're doing, not the computer itself. Maybe you should be open to more net platforms.
How much Java do you do at Cambridge? Loads, actually. It's the main programming language that we learn. We did Java for most part of the first year, and then we learned more Java this year. And I don't think we have any more proper courses just covering Java next year, but we'll be using Java, no doubt.
Wait then. Yeah. We don't really do Java. We did Java for the first half of the year, for the first half of first year, and then we just jump off of it and just move on to other things. We'd spent next to no time in it, but our uni seems to be very anti-Java, which is very strange.
Really? What's Bath's favourite programming language?
They don't really have one. they don't really have like one. No, Lisp, because quite a lot of the
Really?
main lecturers developed EU Lisp, so they've got some kind of weird bias to it.
Okay.
But yeah, we don't really spend enough time on one for it to be a favourite, I guess. But I know some universities just do nothing but Java. I know U is like that.
We do way more Java than anything else. They've taught us a few weird languages like ML and Prolog, which nobody's ever heard of.
I love Prolog though. That is my actual favourite program.
You actually like Prolog?
Yeah, it's great. It's so powerful. I love it. You can't use it for 90% of problems, but when you can, it's quality.
But I mean, you could use anything else instead of Prolog. You could just like build Prolog in C.
Yeah. But
I mean, I know you could probably do that with a lot of languages, but I don't find Prolog offers much. We learnt it anyway, though. I mean, it's kind of interesting to learn. I don't think I'm ever going to use it. I'm never going to think, oh, Prolog, this is the way to solve this problem.
Yeah.
But I kind of enjoyed learning it.
Yeah. It's very different. It's completely different to any other language.
Yeah.
Even when you consider Lisp, it's a lot different to that. It's more different to that than it is to Java. Yeah.
I don't know any Lisp, actually. I've never learned that.
Oh.
We also have done C and C++.
Yes.
I think that might be it, actually. They don't teach us many different languages.
We kind of dance. We dance around, don't really have a lot of time on all of them.
They spend so long teaching us Java, so we're meant to know that in like quite a lot of detail. They really rushed over C and C++.
Yeah. Mainly
a
theory.
tiny course on that one. We had a crazy lecturer for C and C++ that was just like high on coffee, and you just go through so much, and you just stand at the front of the lecture theatre. I hope none of the lecturers watch any of these videos.
Yeah.
You just like stand with his eyes closed and lecture, and he was just like crazy about it.
Oh dear. Wow.
He was entertaining. I didn't fall asleep in his
lectures.
lectures.
That are too quiet and don't really, and just kind of turn away from you to look at the board when they're talking.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Or lecturers. I really shouldn't be doing this about lecturers at Cambridge. We had one who used an iPad, and he'd like draw on this stupid app that he had to like annotate the slides, and like you couldn't read his writing or see what was going on, and he'd have his head down looking at the iPad the whole time, so he'd just be like mumbling into his chest. So that wasn't great.
The best ways. We've been ignoring.
Anyway, I should probably answer some of these questions. Let's pick some out. What was freshers like at Cambridge? I'm going to imagine it's a lot different to freshers' weeks at other universities because it's not a full week to start with. It starts on. It officially for me started on a Sunday. Then lectures started the following Thursday. So we barely got any time at all to enjoy freshers' week. There was some drinking and going out involved. There was a lot of daytime activities, a lot of talks about like safety and how to study and how to just generally do things at university. Lots of those were really boring. At Cambridge we get college families, which is kind of nice. You get paired up with some second years when you start, and then they're there to help you out for the first few weeks. And you spend some time with them, and you get college siblings and stuff.
Yeah.
We had matriculation where we'd wear our gowns and sign the college register thing. I'm going to assume ours was like more posh then.
Yeah, ours was over a week. Ours was, well, unofficially Saturday to Sunday. I thought we were the only university that had like a family. We had like freshers crew that would come over.
Oh, you get them as well. We get families. The way ours work, it's kind of weird. Everybody gets married. People propose to each other.
Yeah.
So I have a college wife. So then you end up having like college married couples, and they become the parents and get kids the next year.
Yeah. Okay. New Year's. Okay. That's weird. We just have some people that are hired as the crew that come around and make sure you're having fun. We don't go quite down the family route. They're not there all year round, for example. Like you can keep friends with them, but they're not.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually paid, but they're not. It isn't their job anymore to look after you. to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's the same after the first few weeks at Cambridge, but most people stay friends with their parents and their brothers and their sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and then ultimately their husband or wife.
Is your wife necessarily female? Is it like a dead 50-50 split? Or
Well, not everyone gets married. Some people um, marry. Marry. When I say marry, it's obviously not real. Just to clarify. So some people will have same-sex marriages at colleges. Not every college allows same-sex parents for like this freshers scheme thing.
oh, controversial.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if Queen's does actually. I don't know. Not everyone gets kids either. I didn't get any.
Oh, where's your options on? I don't know how you keep on top of this. It's just going by, dude.
I know. I have this problem every week. Joe, yes, this is an IKEA Marcus chair. Lots of people seem to notice this. It's a very comfortable chair. I recommend it.
I almost bought that chair. That's how I knew. I'm just trying to
I
sort
spent
out
so long in IKEA sitting on this to see if this is the chair that I really wanted. I was like, yes, this is the one, but without the arms. I never put those on.
Just sorting out lighting. I did
How long
almost.
are terms at university? My terms are really short. My terms are 8 weeks long. 3 8-week terms. Yours are longer. Yours are like 12, 13 weeks.
Two 13 weeks, yeah.
And I know at least some subjects at Bath that get a reading week. Is that for everyone or just like language type
It's based
subjects?
on the university's choice. We didn't get one first year. We got a consolidation week second year because a load of the first year, a load of the people from last year's second year said they needed it to catch up on coursework. So it's a reading week, but you spend it catching up on the mountain of coursework they give you instead. So you don't actually have any time to do any reading. And who reads? Am I right?
Exactly. We don't get much coursework really, so we don't really need that. We get lots of supervision work, but they don't give us time off. They just make us wait till the holidays. They just cram everything into 8 weeks, and they're like, go home. We don't want you here anymore. We want to do research.
Oh.
I think that's literally the reason why our terms are short, so the lecturers can get back to their research.
Do what they need to do.
Because Cambridge is a research university, like really heavily research based, rather than a teaching university, which is a shame for students, I think.
Ours is apparently research, but I never notice any of the research going on. So I've never seen anyone that isn't like a PhD student doing stuff. I don't know. It's not noticeable. Well, then again, at night time they sell our supercomputer to other companies and stuff. So at night time, if you're ever in like the computer science rooms, you'll hear like a hum at 2 as all the computers boot up and they start running bigger programs or whatever. That's quite interesting. And all the other systems slow down a bit to make way for it. But yeah, I don't otherwise notice any of the research at our place. Odd that they would prioritize that, but I guess they have to. It's the way they make money. Oh God, I'm already losing track.
Guys, we can't answer the questions that you can easily Google. It's not worth our time. I'm sorry.
Harsh. Wow, there are hundreds of them. Do me a pair. What is your grading system like? That's different to ours, isn't it?
Is it?
We have firsts, 2 1s, 2 2s. Do you not have that?
And thirds. Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Never mind. Someone asked a question if they could explain it for you, but.
No, I was just a standard. First year I got a 2-2. This year I got a 2-1.
Going up.
Hopefully I get it first next year, but it's unlikely. We'll see. I think we have a couple of questions on Twitter. What's the name of the small piano that you bought? Is that directed at me? Have I got that thing lying around?
Not me.
Oh. This one, maybe? This is a Korg Nano Key 2. Hopefully that's the right way. I'd see a mirror image of it. Jamie, how do you balance social life, work, and university?
With great
Muscle work.
difficulty and by taking a massive bullet to social life. I'm not very good at that. I'm a really bad person to ask. I'm a bit of a workaholic. Well, yeah, I probably work harder than most people do because I like to perfect over courseworks. I can't stand handing in a coursework that isn't good or isn't like the best I could possibly do it. And then also, I can't enjoy myself knowing that I've got this big coursework. I'm a bit of a freak like that,
Yeah.
so I have to get stuff sorted like straight away. And then I have a job at the weekends, so that normally means that's automatically eating like 12 hours of my time. So I've got to make up for that in the week, and so I'm a really bad. Basically, I don't. But some
I'm
people
not sure how
do.
to
It's
answer this
possible.
question. Yeah, people are always asking me how I balance these things, but I mean, I don't have a lot of time for extra stuff. I wouldn't have time for a job. I, I'm still uploading all the vlogs that I did now because I didn't have time to edit those. By the way, Jamie does daily vlogs of his life as a student, which is really impressive that you managed to keep that up. You've been doing it for a long time as well.
Yeah.
So if any of you are interested, you should go and have a look at those. All of Jamie's links are in the description for this stream, so you can go and stalk him.
This year probably isn't as interesting. I'm on a placement this year, so I'm not actually on campus. But yeah, the past 2 years, I get loads of comments saying that they're really helpful from like ancient videos that I'd completely forgotten about. So yeah, they are there. Basically, though, what you need to do is just take out all of the effort you do in your videos, and then just do it every single night on the clock, and then it soon becomes habit. It becomes easy from that point. Don't even check them. You just upload them. There you go. Job done. Walk away.
I watch mine through like 20 times before it's finished.
Drive me mad.
I'm not very fast with editing them.
Oh God. Hello.
People kind of complain about them being so late, but I have no other videos to upload now. I'm not doing anything fun over summer, so I can't vlog. So the alternative would be nothing. Oh, and before I forget, everybody, so I get a million questions about Cambridge, and I assume you get lots as well about Bath. So at least for Cambridge, if you can email me, jake@jakewright.net is my email address, but that is just my personal email address, and I'll try to help you if I can, but naturally I can't help everybody. So to give you some alternatives to get answers, I've put 2 links, or 1 email address and 1 link in the description for the video. Ask a student at jesus.cam.ac.uk. I have a friend at Jesus College who's involved with this scheme of asking a student there, so you can email them, and that your question will eventually, hopefully, be given to someone who can actually give you a proper answer, maybe quicker than I can get back to you as well. And also, the Cambridge University Student Union do a similar thing, so there's a link to that page there as well. So, just some options.
I'm less prepared. Tweet me. I'll try and keep on top of it. But yeah. Favorite language, Jake? We were talking about this before we started, weren't we? Yeah.
I don't know. I want to say the language I use most is PHP. But I say it's my favorite programming language, and people are like, oh, it's not actually a programming language. Descriptive.
I was about to say that.
But I mean, it does the same thing.
Yeah.
I like PHP. Everyone hates PHP, but I like it.
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of experience with it. What I did was about a week's worth. I'm like, I'm all right. I've done now. I'm okay with PHP. Move on. But I'm not a very. You do a lot of web design and stuff, don't you? I'm not very into the design side. I get so frustrated.
I really love web design. I much prefer front end stuff to back end stuff. So it just leads me to web designer. I really like that. And PHP is just the
natural.
Yeah.
Natural helper.
I've been doing a lot of Objective-C lately. That's a weird language. I've been trying to learn Objective-C for about a year now, and it's kind of growing on me, but it's not my favorite. It's weird. It's very different.
I was told by my lecturer that there's no point learning Objective-C because no one in the world uses it anymore. And isn't the entire App Store developed in Objective-C?
Yes. And Apple now have Swift coming out, but until the announcement of that, it was exclusively Objective-C. Like all
Shows how wrong he was.
million billion apps, or however many they have now. Every Mac app as well is Objective-C.
When is Swift coming out? I want to play with that. Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
Well, I
Sorry.
think you can use it now, can't you? Because if you're an Apple developer, whatever they're called, with a developer release of iOS 8. But iOS 8 should be coming out soon, so it would be like more generally released soon. I've been writing a lot of Objective-C and I don't even know the details about this. Not the best person to ask. What else have we got to answer? How much of Chomsky is practical work and how much is theory? So most of my course is theory. We don't do much practical. It's a very theoretical course. Don't know about Bath.
I'd agree. We get quite a lot of programming putting it to practical, but it's just a case of here's a coursework.
Yeah.
Now we're going to teach you all the things you need for that, like all the technologies behind it. Mainly theoretical, I'd say. We never sat down and said, this is how you do this. Yeah.
Generally most of our work, we go to a lecture and we get told a lot of theory about something, and then we have to do supervision work to prove to the supervisor that we've understood it, and just to like help us learn more. And I guess supervision work would sometimes be like more practical because we might be like writing code or something like that, but most of the time we're just answering questions. I guess I just class all of that as like theoretical work.
Yeah.
And then we go to the supervision and we just sit and discuss all of these theoretical topics.
Was that difficult to get used to, that kind of like 2 to 3 on 1 session? Is it really embarrassing if you don't know what you're doing?
Yeah, it can
really
be awful sometimes. When you've got like obviously the supervisor knows what he's talking about most of the time, and if the other person really understands the topic and you don't, it's not too fun.
No.
Especially when I've been to supervisions where I'm just like really tired and I hate the course and I don't want to be there, and I just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. We can hide. We only have labs.
I should have closed my windows. There were like motorbikes going past.
Okay. I thought that was some kind of feedback. Yeah, we have like labs where you go and you sit in a room and sometimes you'll answer questions. Otherwise, that'll be the times when you like apply what you learn in lectures. But then you can hide. You can either, one, not go, or 2, just hide in the corner and just do your own thing, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's no hiding at Cambridge.
No. What would happen if you didn't go? Do they just get really annoyed?
If you don't turn up to a supervision, your director of studies finds out, and you end up in a meeting with him explaining why you didn't go. Or her. I'm trying not to be sexist about director of studies. I've seen people forget about their supervisions and miss them. I mean, you're not going to get into massive amounts of trouble if you genuinely just like forgot, but you can't just choose not to turn up. Some colleges will fine you if you don't go, actually.
Oh, how? Or do they just come to a lecture?
Does.
It's terrifying. Track you down.
Like, they keep records. The supervisor has to keep a record of how many supervisions they've given and who turned up. And then if the director of studies is like, oh, this guy didn't go to the supervision, the college will just charge you for it.
Charge you?
Free if you, yeah.
Like money?
Yeah, we get fined money. Well, some colleges will fine money if you don't go.
That's one way. Blimey. Yeah. I want to say this has come up a lot of times. My A/AS results were A star, A, B, C, right across the board. Further math, that goes maths, computer science, maths, and chemistry. That one should now filter out of the thread. There you go. Nothing happens when supervisors don't turn up.
Yeah, that's true. I've had supervisors miss supervisions. Then we just have to rearrange them. It's really annoying, actually.
Bloody imagine.
Turn up to the lab at like 6 p.m. for a supervision.
Oh no!
Been
You
there
don't
all
even get
day.
email. Oh, that's crap.
No, but a couple of months ago, we have lectures in the morning in the computer lab, and most of our supervisions are there as well. But they tend to be later on in the day when the supervisors aren't busy. So I think it was meant to be at like 6 p.m. and we waited all day. And then he got mixed up and ended up supervising somebody else instead.
Oh,
He just
bless.
Then we were just stuck like with nothing to do, wasted our day in the lab.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we have supervisions at like awful hours. I've had 9 a.m. supervisions all the way to 9 p.m. supervisions.
9 flip. We don't have anything after 6. Well, there are things that run at 6, but I've never had anything at 6. That sounds horrendous. But then again, you're on campus.
Late night supervisions are horrible.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Thankfully, those ones tend to be in college, so I don't have to go back to the lab.
Do, 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 do. No. You didn't take.
Should send the supervisors an invoice if they don't turn up. I wish I could.
Could have a go.
When is the beta coming out? What beta are we talking about here?
That's
The thing that I'm making, the location-based social network. Soon. I'm sorry, I can't give away many details about this. We're still working on it. I'm working on it every day.
Facebook uses PHP. Reading random on.
Facebook uses a few things actually, not just PHP, and I think they do something to compile their PHP into C or something like that. They also use a language called D.
Oh.
So it's not as simple as just like a kind of
Yeah.
WordPress site which runs on PHP.
I've just been at my placement. Is the first time we don't do any web development at Bath. Like not a single moment. It's not even
Yeah,
mentioned.
neither do
once.
we.
It's really
We
strange.
do nothing.
Yeah, considering how popular it is and how essential it is, but it's relatively easy to learn, and you can obviously apply
Yeah.
stuff like Java to it. But the first time we're developing this site, and I'm surprised how much of it isn't just HTML or PHP. Like a lot of it is in C# and using ASP and the .NET framework. So
Yeah.
you can literally use any language to write a website these days. Use Razor formatting. You can use it in C if you wanted.
I wouldn't fancy writing a website in C.
No, it wouldn't be brilliant. We're doing it now in C#, where it manipulates all the data in C#. It still obviously shows it in HTML, but it manipulates all the data in the background in C#. But I'd never have thought
That's
you
not a
would
bad thing
run
to
C#
do,
on a
actually.
website.
Yeah, it happens. I think C#, Java, and PHP have got to be the 3 main ones.
Mm.
Very rarely hear about a website being run with anything else.
VB.net, that's possible. I miss VB. Did you ever do VB?
Not really.
I love VB. I get really annoyed when people badmouth it because it's really good. If I'm ever doing like a sort or something, I'll normally go and practice it, do it in VB before I do it in anything else. It's just
Really?
It's a bit like Python where you just snap it down and it's done, as opposed to Java where you have to like play around with the objects a bit and then do it. I guess.
Yeah, Java is. It's hard to just like quickly try something. If you want to like write a line of code, it's like open an IDE and make a project and make a library and choose where to save it and then make objects.
Maybe start.
Then compile everything and you've got a lot of errors and do it. Yeah, I don't like Java for that. How does that decide between Oxford and Cambridge? Cambridge take more computer scientists and have a nicer computer lab. And it's a bit closer to home. They're the 3 main reasons. I preferred the city as well, just like walking around. I visited both. But it was close. I would have gone to Oxford if I could. It's not like I hate Oxford. I mean, I'm supposed to hate Oxford.
It's the rules.
I shouldn't even be saying the name, the other place.
Yeah. Do you have we have a Bath Spa that we're obligated to hate? Do you have like a polytechnic in Cambridge that you're also
We
obligated
have Anglia Ruskin is the other university.
Yeah.
Um, it's quite funny that I'm sorry to anyone who's at Anglo-Ruskin. There's a sign in the train station at Cambridge. The first thing you see when you get off a train is "Welcome to Cambridge, the home of Anglo-Ruskin University." Oh, that's the university that's here. I knew there was one.
Blimey. Da, 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 da. Studying comms.
I keep seeing people just say the word Python. I don't know Python.
I do like Python. It's a bit messy though. There's no like curly brackets to keep everything in check. It's all by line spacings
Yeah.
and pabbings. So if you do
I don't
stuff,
like the idea of that.
it's horrible. What text editor do you use?
Usually Sublime Text.
Oh yeah.
I've been trying what's it called, Atom lately, but I don't know. There's just something about it I don't like.
Do you regret not being able to have Notepad++, which is the single
Not really.
best one
I mean, Notepad++ is good, but I'm happy with Sublime.
Not very pretty.
No.
Oh.
Right, I think we should take a short break, just for 2 or 3 minutes. I can get another drink. And we'll be back very shortly to try to answer some more questions. I know we're not doing a brilliant job here, but we'll try.
Oh. What's that tingle?
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Are you ready to go again?
Totally. Is it on? Okay.
I think I've turned things back up. I'm sure people will let us know if something's not right.
Yeah.
Is your whole life Stack Overflow? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes. I never heard of it until I came to uni either, and then it's everywhere.
Really?
You can't do a single Google without it being there. The best website ever.
It answers all of my, well, a lot of my supervision work. And if it's not on Stack Overflow, it's not on the internet.
It's not worth knowing. It's not on Stack Overflow.
We get a lot of supervision questions where, like, I don't know the answer, so I try to Google it, and the only result is the, like, on the Cambridge website, the supervision question.
Oh.
So nobody else has ever said this thing on the internet. How can you expect me to know about it and write about it? That gets on my nerves. So this is not a thing, you've made it up.
Oh.
Do you mix much with other colleges slash subjects? Yeah, kind of. Other subjects definitely within your college. Not so much with people from other colleges, because you don't get very many opportunities, really, unless you know someone out there already and you just like get involved that way. People go on swaps. It's this thing where a group of people from one college will go for like dinner basically with a group of people from another college. I've never actually been on one because they get sometimes a bit crazy. A lot of wine.
Oh.
Oh, here's a great question for you, Jamie. What's a bat flight in general?
I can't hear you. What did you say?
Someone asked, what is general what's a bat flight?
There might be some kind of feedback. Oh dear. Retrack. I
I can't
figure
even like test it to hear myself. Wait 30 seconds and find out if other people can hear me.
Yeah.
Because you
Might
don't
be me. It might just be me. But now pause the entire stream just to figure out if this is a thing.
You know someone there already and you just like
It's probably me.
that way.
I look like a right dick.
People go on swaps. It's this thing where I can hear myself now through you. This is fun. I've never actually been on one.
Who knows?
It just stopped. You did something there.
Oh.
Anyway, anything else I can answer here?
Yeah.
Did you do computer science at GCSE and A level? I did computing at A level. It's slightly different. It's a bit more like ICT. Not at GCSE. I just did ICT at GCSE. You don't need to do these subjects at GCSE or A level though, because they teach everything again from the bottom at university. I can't say computing at A level has helped me much with computer science at Cambridge.
Would you not? I'd say my first year was bloody easy because I knew most of it from
Really?
computing. Yeah.
Computing didn't teach me anything that we did at Cambridge.
Oh dear. No, I'd say, well, the vast majority, probably about half of the year I knew. Entire software engineering I knew. Most of architecture I knew. Yeah.
Oh, people are blaming me for the audio. Maybe it was me. I don't know. I had a problem last week where I nearly like effed everybody. Or the week before, whenever I did it. I still never figured out what happened.
It's fixed now, I think.
Okay, good. I apologize to everybody once again. I'm sorry for your ears.
Sounds kind of strange. Oh, it's not me. That's all right. Phew. I would have looked like a right plank if I'd just made everyone stop for that. Okay.
No, it's just me looking like that instead.
Did you get a new phone, by the way?
No.
Still waiting. You're waiting for the iPhone 6.
Yeah. I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I'm obviously going to wait now. I've waited this long. I'm still using my 4S. It basically might as well not have a battery anymore. It's that bad. I just have it plugged in all day.
You use
Carry
it for
around
vlogs.
external
Probably one of the
battery.
best for vlogs.
I used to. Now I use this for vlogs now. S120.
Canon.
But yeah, I can't decide between iOS 8 with a new iPhone or Android. Wait and see the new iPhone first, of course, but I can't see Apple coming out with anything that's spectacular.
No.
Am I going to increase the frequency of my vlogs? Probably not. I can't manage what Jamie does.
You do. You just got to take all the quality out. I told you. Just all the production value, and then bam, there you go. Easy.
I enjoy editing them. That's part of the reason why I do it. I just enjoy editing video. So it would kind of like make it a bit pointless for me doing it if I was just going to upload the video without spending time on it, because that is the reason why partly why I do it. Probably get quieter. I can turn you up a bit. See if that's any better. Maybe if we do this again, we might be more professional next time. When we know how to do this. This is the first time, I think, for both of us using a Google Plus Hangout like this.
Yep. The reason the Twitter feed isn't there as well is because Skype was a bandwidth hog, and we couldn't do that. That's why we have to use a Hangout, and it's a bit less controllable. Oh god, we
Which is
started
a shame.
phone arguments in the comments.
Android, clear choice. iPhone, Android suck. Nexus 6, iPhone. Just
Nexus
don't go Samsung. New iPhone will be great. Android for the win. HTC, accept Note.
The
Android.
Nexuses are very good.
I think I would get a Nexus if I went with Android.
I almost waited. Almost, but it would have been too long. I had to wait like 2 months before it would have come out. I couldn't do that. It's my contract.
What are you using now?
The new HTC One M8. Would recommend. It's brilliant. But when the Nexus 6 comes out, I'm going to be like, oh, part of me is going to kick myself. But no, it's fine. Well, it could be shocking. You never know. But yeah, I'd definitely recommend the M8. Although the camera's rubbish, so it depends what you're into.
Lots of people have recommended the M8 to me.
It's very good. You don't want, if you're going to go Android, you don't want Samsung, because Samsung just butcher their phones.
I mean, I really like the idea of having a Nexus because it's like just Android straight from Google, not through another. I hate the way phone manufacturers will alter Android and put their own version on, which is just always worse, 100% worse.
HTC
never make it better.
Bad. 6 is quite close to Nexus, but they're all getting closer and closer to Android until the point where they all just run Android, just plain. But yeah, Samsung are terrible.
Like they don't add things that I want. They literally just make it worse every time.
Every single time.
Don't get why they do it.
Sick uses a Nokia. David,
Android is tempting, but I do like iOS. I like my iPhone. I wish this one I wish the battery was fine, and then I would never have this problem. I could get it fixed, but like,
may as well buy it.
But then this leaves me with the dilemma of which one to get. I'll see what the iPhone is like. When is it? The 9th, the keynote?
Oh yeah, 9th to the 9th.
Tuesday, something like that. Wednesday, I can't even remember. I don't know what the date is.
Yeah. What city are you from?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
North.
From North. Yeah. I'm from Nottingham originally. But yeah. Which is weird, because I always thought you were more south than me.
I confuse people with my accent.
It is very confusing. I thought it was southern, but
some people often think I'm from Scotland. Also, people have thought I've been Irish and Welsh. I don't know how one accent can sound like all of those, but apparently it does.
Dear. Chair lowering. Sorry.
Genuinely, my day of the life in a Komsky video.
Oh.
As soon as I've finished editing it, I've started. So hopefully in the next 3 weeks, let's say. I don't know. I'm so bad at getting videos out on time. Eventually, I'll do it eventually. I'm sorry for the delays.
How many more have you got until the end of term for you? Out of interest.
I don't know. Probably. Which week am I up to? I think I'm up to like week 3 of last term. So maybe another 6, 7 vlogs. And I'll have caught up with myself by the time I go back in October.
From Burnley. Oh dear. From Derby. Sorry, mate. Someone has to live there.
I can't keep up with these comments.
No.
Is Cambridge overrated? Good question. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna be bold and say yes. I'm not gonna lie. Because we have like lecturers and researchers there who are world-leading experts and brilliant at what they do. But having a lecturer that is, let's assume the lecturer for semantics of programming languages is the best person in the world at this topic, it doesn't make him good at teaching it. So it doesn't really matter to me too much that he's like an absolute genius if he can't explain himself very well. And then if the teaching's not very good, what's left to make it the best university in the country? I mean, if you look at statistics and like feedback from surveys, apparently we get really good student satisfaction and everyone loves it. I don't know who they survey. I've never been a part of this.
Isn't that kind of a false fallacy as well? Because if you say that your university is really good, then your university climbs the rankings and then your degree gets better. So it's not really in your best interest to say you don't like it. But yeah, I know what you mean. Apparently our course...
I mean, I'm only speaking about computer science as well. The teacher may be absolutely excellent for every other course, but we do get a lot of bad lecturers, unfortunately. And the problem is, they're not, the people who lecture us are not hired to be lecturers, they're hired to be researchers. They're not employed because they're good at teaching, they're employed because they're good at researching, because that's how the university makes its money. So, to answer this other question, no, Cambridge didn't meet my expectations. I mean, I hate saying this, and people are often like, oh, but you're at like one of the best universities in the world, I'd do anything to be there, you should appreciate it more. But, I mean, that's how I feel about it. The teaching is not as good as I expected it to be.
Oh dear. That's because I remember you saying I think it was in a stream or something, you said that you picked there because of the reputation, and you picked them again because of that reputation.
Yeah.
You'll stick by that?
Which I think it's a shame that people end up thinking like this, including myself.
Yeah.
To pick a university because of its reputation, not because you'll enjoy being there. I mean, most people love their time at Cambridge, but I think I could have had more fun at another university, where I'd have like less work and longer terms, more time to enjoy it, and maybe better lecturers. Maybe a course that was less theoretical, because I don't even like how much theory we do.
I picked math because they do a lot of computer software. They don't do virtually any hardware, which set them apart from the 5 that I looked at. There was only everyone did at least a couple of modules on hardware, or at least like half and half. We do next to no hardware, which is why I picked math. One of the reasons.
We do some hardware, but not much. I don't like hardware either. I prefer software, so I am pleased that we don't do much. I mean, we do a little bit. I think it is important to kind of understand what is inside of a computer.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the amount of hardware that we cover at Cambridge. It's enough to get by, but not too much that I just hate my life. Because I've never enjoyed like hardware. We did one course on electronics. Earphones falling out. And I really hated that. I'm glad that is over. Hopefully I won't have to do that again.
Electronics? Is that like logic circuits and stuff, electronics?
Yeah, like really, like the lowest level you can get. This is what a transistor is, and here's how you make an AND gate.
I'm going to ask you a question now, because I don't even understand this. You know how there's some circuits that, to get its answer, you need its answer, like there's 2 bands that go through, and then to get the answer to this line, you need the answer to this line, and to get the answer from this line, you need the answer to that line. And no one knows how it works for like the first 3 runs when you turn on the computer, but then it gets to like a constant state. I never understood that. That blows my mind. It's like Alien.
Well, you can, if you look at diagrams for flip-flops.
That's the one. That's the one.
You can easily work through where it's like what it's going to sort of stabilize to. So even though it might start in a random state, you can design it such that you know where it'll end up after a few flips and flops.
That blew my mind when I first saw that. It was like alien technology. Like who first thought, you know this? Don't know what it will do. Looks like a paradox, but let's put it in a computer and it'll work.
Yeah, it baffled me. It was one of the courses I really struggled with last year, digital electronics. But it is interesting, actually.
It's an interesting question. Would you consider working for a major tech company such as Google or Apple?
Probably. It'd be hard to say no to a job at Google.
Yeah.
My dream was always to like work for Google. I'm not so sure anymore whether I want to go into just sit and being a software developer every day. I don't know what I'm going to do otherwise. But if I got offered a job at Google, I think I'd take it, to be honest.
I thought that. I thought that, but then part of me, like, I'd rather be a bigger, more important cog in a really small company and
Yeah.
get that somewhere than I would be one of thousands at Google. I heard actually, do you know Windows 7? How when you first turn it on, there's that little flag animation and a sound. I
Yeah.
heard that about 100 people worked on that for 9 months. Just that animation.
Really?
Yeah. Some guy came in from Microsoft to our uni and said that, and I'm like, that sounds like the worst job ever. Just sounds
Yeah,
boring.
that's probably my biggest worry about working for a big company.
Yeah.
It
Being
would
given
just be
something
boring.
small.
You get a tiny little thing to do, and nobody gives you any credit for it because 3,000 other people wrote code as well. I would enjoy working in a small software development company, I think, but then you're probably a lot more limited with like how your career
Yeah.
can progress
Yeah.
and with the amount of money you can earn.
True.
We'll see. Maybe I can just don't have to make like lifelong commitments right now.
No.
But Google, I've heard, is a very nice place to work, so I'd definitely consider a job there if I could get one.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I applied to them but for placements, but yeah, definitely consider it strongly. Maybe YouTubing will give you an advantage. You never know.
If
a
only
good
YouTube
product.
could become my career. Why am I not famous on YouTube yet?
J Dog. Who's J Dog? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Would you consider going into gaming? Into a gaming company?
I've thought about it before. Maybe I haven't heard many good things about careers in gaming.
I doubt it's as fun as it sounds as well.
No, I think if you were going to end up working on a big game like a new PS4 release, you're going to have this problem where you're like the guy writing code to animate somebody's big toe, and you work on that for a year. I think it
Oh.
would just be I think it would be too boring to work on a game. I think
Mm.
that this problem of just like having a tiny job is going to be massive there. I've also heard like you don't get paid much for being a game developer. I don't know. I haven't looked into it a lot.
Mm. I don't know. I haven't looked at that.
I mean, it sounds fun working on a game, but
But
I'm
so
not.
does game testing. But that's not fun either. But you're just constantly walking into walls and stuff trying to break it.
Oh, that would be so boring actually because you'd have to be so like rigorous and formal about your tests.
Yep.
You can't just play the game and jot down a little bug every time you find one. Testing is always awful.
I've become a fan of it. I actually quite like, especially unit testing.
Really?
Until I actually did it in, like, well, you know how at uni you say, oh, you've got to do all this unit testing, and then you give them proof that you did the unit testing, and then
Yes.
everything's happy. Like, when you actually have to do it, it's really therapeutic. And it actually kind of makes sense writing the test first and then doing it. I never really got it until you actually do it. But
I've heard like this is a really good thing to do, but I've just never tried it yet.
no,
Like test
you get too
driven
excited, don't you? And just start typing.
Yeah, and most of the time I just don't think it through properly, so I don't even know what I want the output to be. I just figure it out as I go. Then I'll test what I eventually decide it should be doing,
Yeah.
which is not the best approach. I know, but this is what I do.
Does what? No.
Going to Jagex. Jagex is based in Cambridge, actually. They're always at the careers fair at the computer lab, offering jobs and internships. Go and develop RuneScape.
I know someone who's there actually. Who goes to JagX this year.
Oh, really?
I haven't heard much about it. He's been a data analyst though, but he went to them because it's JagX and they do games, but he doesn't actually want to do data analysis. Although let's hope they're not watching, but giving him away now. But yeah, so he went there because of the name. But there weren't many gaming. I'm surprised how many software development companies are all below. I'm surprised there aren't more above Birmingham or Birmingham North. When I was actually looking for placements, you're talking Bristol and south of there, nothing else north. There was one or two north. That's it. Very strange.
Yeah, we don't have many up here. What sort of companies are your friends doing internships at the moment, Jake? Um, what have we got? Some people are in America. Um, I know a few people working at Palantir, Amazon. People go to Dropbox, which sounds like such a great place to work. They pay so much for an intern. Very competitive to get an internship at Dropbox, though. Where else do people go? Not sure. I didn't even apply to any. I decided to spend my summer doing this instead.
Do you have the option to take a year in industry?
No.
No.
I wish we did.
Yeah. Ours is really pushed. It's like 90. You're talking 95% do a bath. A crazy percent do.
I think it's a good idea,
Mm.
but we don't have the option. 3-year course, then we're out. Unless you get a first, then you can do a master's if you want.
Yeah. How do you
What's my IQ? I have no idea.
Is IQ even a standardized way of measuring intelligence anymore? I thought they dropped it.
I hope they did. They're very good.
German G boys. There you go.
Yeah, and yes, I used to play RuneScape a long time ago. I guess not having the tweets in the stream has discouraged people from using Twitter.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What is your Scottish independence referendum? That's deep. What do you reckon?
Do I have time to get into that now?
Nope. Don't have enough. I'm not intelligent.
I don't even think I have like good enough opinions about this.
No.
I can tell you all about like the type system of Java, but not about whether Scotland should become independent or not. What did you guys do for work experience? I spent a lot of time at a software development / IT support company while I was at sixth form, which I really enjoyed actually. Did you do work experience before?
Not in technology. I did a work experience when I was doing GCSEs where I cleaned bikes, and then obviously I worked at a supermarket, but that's it. No other technical work experience.
I think I was lucky to find a software development company to go to. Because yeah, there's like one that I knew about, and I was over the moon that they let me go and stay there. Then I actually went back. We did work experience like at school, where we had to do it, and then once we finished over summer, I went back and did that 2 summers, I think. Did a bit of work for them, so that was fun. Good thing to put on my personal statement as well.
About put you apart. Well, then again, I don't know of anyone else. Well, actually, that's a lie because I do know quite a few people who had work experience in it. I'm
not sure about my Komsky friends at Cambridge. I know some of them did like computer science related work experience, but I haven't really spoken about it with many people, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's almost 9 o'clock already.
Bloody fast.
We maybe answered 1% of the questions tonight.
Yeah, right, sure.
169 people watching. I think this is a record. You need to stream with me more often. People like you.
Well, I guess I bet even they got bored of the same questions over and over again. Even though we haven't answered any questions. Just ignored most of them and just talked about whatever pops into our heads. How did you find it?
How did I go about finding work experience? I actually knew somebody who worked at this place that I went to, so I was really lucky and I already knew about it and I could ask him and get in that way. Otherwise I would have struggled.
Would you agree that it's 90% who you know, not what you know these days? Because I would. It gets horrendous sometimes.
I wish I could say no, but yes.
Yes. Well, for most things. Hopefully not once we
For a
graduate.
lot of things. It's a shame, but yes, it definitely helps to know the right people. Shall we answer a couple more questions? Any decent ones here?
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Hi, Grace. There we go, that's out of the way. She'll get angry at me.
So, where's that name gone? Jonathan did work experience in a sweet shop.
Yeah. Work experience is one of them things that they make out means a lot, but doesn't. No.
I mean, I think it's if you do work experience at a relevant place,
Yeah.
it is quite helpful. I mean, I talked a lot about mine in one of my interviews. I was asked about my work experience, but I don't think they expect you to do work experience in like software development for computer science. Not that many people do. I was lucky with it.
Yeah.
So I don't think if you should definitely look if you're going to do work experience. If you can, then that's great. It's fun. I enjoyed it, and it's a good thing for your personal statement and CV. And you learn a lot as well being in a proper like company where they're doing proper work, not just writing code at home on your own. It was a very educational experience, but don't worry too much if you literally can't find anywhere.
Yeah. It's good to find out if you actually like it. Well, part of it. Because you don't really know until you jump into industry. After doing this degree, we could have just jumped out and gone, oh, this is horrendous. I don't like any of this. And then
That's true.
Fine. Let's find something else to do.
Back to university. First year again. New course. Yes, hopefully that won't happen. We'll both enjoy our careers in computer science, or wherever we end up. I have no idea. I'm such a bad role model for this. I have no future plans. Anyway, 9:02. I think we should wrap this up now. Thank you everybody for watching.
Yep.
And asking plenty of questions, more than enough for us to answer. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us.
No problem. Anytime. Sometimes.
It's. I think it's been nice to have like two perspectives on everything.
Someone to talk to as well, so you don't just feel.
So I'm not just talking to myself and trying to keep up with these comments that I just covered.
You've got someone to make you feel less bad about not answering them because I can just put you off. I'm basically the distraction here. That's all it is.
Yes. Yes, it's been fun. So I hope my earphones fall out again. I need a more professional solution to this.
No paper clips.
Next time. Okay, thank you everybody. Hopefully I'll see you again next time we do this. Follow me on Twitter and follow Jamie on Twitter as well. Links in the description and you'll find out when more things like this are going to happen. And if I type some commands here, I can get some closing titles.
Oh.
Maybe that'll work. There we go. So, yes, join us again next time we do it. I can't give specific dates yet because I haven't organised anything, but thank you for watching. Good night.